What's going on, guys? Today we are in the Nogi Blue S4. We're back in this baby. Today's topic is going to be fixing boost leaks. If you have a turbo car, if you have a B5, S4, or anything that's boosted, you know all about boost leaks. So these things have twin turbos and all kinds of couplers and hoses and piping that can lead to boost leaks. And boost leaks, as we all know, are not fun. So I'm gonna show you guys my little contraption that I use to boost leak this car and a few other cars. So this is the Home Depot special. It's just some PVC parts, I guess. So this is a cap, this is just a valve stem, and then I believe this is a 3-inch coupler. I'm actually gonna head over to Home Depot right now. I gotta grab a couple other things that are special to boost leak check in this car. What I like to do is actually cap the 2 charge pipes that go into the throttle body coupler. That way I can isolate any leaks that are going into the throttle body. I pretty much want to pressurize just the charge pipe system, because that's really mainly where your boost leaks will be. If you don't find them there, you do want to go into the throttle body and see if you have any vacuum line boost leaks. I don't have a lot of vacuum lines on this car. A lot of the hoses have been deleted because I run it on E85, so I kind of delete all of that PCV, any crankcase return. So yeah, I'm just gonna isolate the charge pipe. It's most likely gonna be there. It's a pretty significant leak that I can actually hear, so it can't be a vacuum line. But if on your car it's a vacuum line, you can just hook something like this up and just charge it with the pressurized air and see if it's a vacuum leak. And even with a vacuum leak, a vacuum line leak is gonna be even tougher than a charge pipe leak. So you most likely will end up having to do like a smoke test with a smoke machine. So yeah, I'm gonna head over to Home Depot, get some of the stuff that I have left, and I'll show you guys. It'll probably be in the same aisle that I picked up some of this stuff. So I'll show you guys, you know, where to get it, what you need to get. And it's usually like 10-15 bucks. So, but first I gotta go get some E85 in this thing, and I'll let you guys hear that leak. Listen to that boost leak. Oh yeah, she's leaking. Still makes a lot of boost because these turbos can't keep up, but definitely leaking. Alright, so Home Depot was out of the way, so I ended up just going to a local hardware store that's nearby the shop, and got these 2 caps. They're 2-inch caps. They're $5 each. I think they're a little bit cheaper at Home Depot, but at this local hardware store, if you don't have a Home Depot, to replicate this, I think the part that the cap threads into is, I think, like 15 bucks, and then the cap is like $10. So $25, but I'm pretty sure Home Depot would have it. And then the stem is a couple bucks at any automotive store. So yeah, I mean, to remake this whole setup, it's probably, you know, all in all, if you do decide to get the caps, it's like 35 bucks. If you don't do it, then it's 25. But the online ones are about the same price, but you don't end up getting these. So they're like 40-50 bucks. So, and also you can just build it your own. With this one, I just kind of drill a hole, pull the stem through it. Sometimes I'll even put, like in this one, I have a little bit of sealer in there, like silicone. It's kind of hard to see it, but I put a little bit of silicone around it so it doesn't leak. Sometimes I'll JB weld it, but silicone works a little bit better too. But yeah, get the car pulled in and start hooking this stuff up and hopefully find this leak. Alright, got this thing pulled in the shop. About to get my contraption hooked onto the front of the charge pipe and get some compressed air in here. Alright, so I got my boost leak contraption on there and my caps right here. So I got my tire gauge so I can check if it's holding. I got my air hose, so just gotta slowly put some air in there and Listen for any obvious leaks. If it holds, then that means we don't have a leak and possibly a turbo making that noise instead of being leaky. So got everything here pretty tight. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna be looking at these guys here, make sure they fill up. Here's some stuff leaking. Whenever I do this, there's like a noise that's going. I think it goes into like the crankcase somehow.
Found it.
Jack it up and see which one of the charge couplers. Pretty sure it's one of the couplers on the bottom. Alright, got it up high enough to where I can still pressurize this and look underneath, figure out which one. I think I can go up a little bit more. Alright, let's see. And going in. Alright, so that noise was coming from the inlet on the passenger side turbo. So I got a clamp on there somehow. It was really tough, but managed to get one on there, so I'm gonna pressurize it again and see if I can find a leak.
I think this pipe has a crack in it. One of the pipes. Which pipe? Metal or plastic? Metal. Metal we can fix. Here, I'll feed it air. Keep your hand there and see if it feeds out.
I can, like, whenever I put my finger on it, I can hear it. Is it?
I hear you. Trade places. Go, show me where you're doing it first. Is it right where it mounts? Yeah, it's super common for them to crack right where the mount is.
This charge pipe right here where it mounts is cracked. See if I can get it to zoom in. Yeah, right here. So not the biggest crack, but definitely leaking from there. Alright, so got this pipe off. It cracked right here where it's welded on. It's hard to see it, but it's there. So this is where it mounts on, and as it moved, it cracked it. So see if we can get in there and weld that up. So Bob went ahead and welded that crack for me. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it back in, see if it leaks anymore. From other places, obviously. Alright, got the charge pipe back on, all tightened up. So we gotta put some more compressed air in it and see if anything else leaks. Still hear something small here, but alright, so I hear something on this side. I'm gonna do a little bit more investigating and let you guys know what I find. Alright, so the last hissing noise or leak that I'm finding is one of the inlets for the turbos. There's a clamp on it right here, but it's kind of hard to get to. So, and that's at like pretty high pressure, definitely more than 25, which is what I run on this thing. So, like, it takes a decent amount of pressure to get it to start leaking. So it doesn't need the whole 25 psi on the inlet side. So not hearing anything else other than that as far as charge pipe goes. So I'm gonna call it for today until, you know, I have a little bit more time to mess with that inlet pipe. And like I said, it really should not affect it, and it should not be sucking in air from there to mess with the mass airflow sensor. I'd rather just, you know, put it back together for now, go test drive it and see how the car sounds. I mean, it still built boost from before, so fixing those few leaks that we just did should really help too. But yeah, gonna go try it out and I'll take you guys with. So I drove it around the building real quick. I think it still makes that siren noise, which might be from that other inlet. Otherwise, it might just be a turbo. It's not too happy, but the car definitely felt a little bit better. So I'm gonna get a little bit of temperature in it, do a couple of pulls, see how it feels. So it still does the whining noise, but I mean, it definitely pulls a little bit better. I'm gonna do a couple of pulls here in a little bit, but it only seems to do that whining noise when I'm like anything above vacuum. So this does it here, and then if I bring it down and don't let it spool, it doesn't do it, which usually a bad turbo would, no matter what, would be making that drilling and whining noise. But I'll do a quick little pull here. And also, like, I don't know, that whining noise kind of goes away as I do a wide open throttle pull. So not sure what exactly is going on. If anybody has had this noise before, let me know. I'm still gonna go through and check all the inlet clamps, all the charge pipe clamps, and make sure there aren't any other ones that are kind of leaking to lead to that sound. It's kind of funny. It almost sounds like a definitely sounds different. Like after I do a pull, it almost sounds like a siren going off. funny. I guess this is it for this video. I'll mess with it another time, but boost level has definitely gone up since we fixed those